Well, Lincoln makes his debut at Gettysburg. Goes out there, says a couple of words. The guy before him talked for like 2.5 hours, but Lincoln was like 3 minutes and out. So I guess way to go. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny, and it's super cold, Prospector. So forgive me if I've got my blanket on.
That's a nice quilt.
It is. Yeah, it's. I would say my wife made it for me, but she thinks it is hideous. So.
Well, don't throw her under the bus then.
She did not make this.
Some shepherd made me this hat, and it's nice and toasty.
It looks nice and toasty. Yeah. I've got
He's got one less sheep now, but what are you gonna do?
I got a little stove burning down there at my feet. He's trying to keep me warm, so we'll get through it, Johnny. Short week. Week's gonna open up on the 13th, lucky number 13th, with you guessed it, more shelling at Charleston. Still doing that.
Just gonna do it more.
Spent a month-long
unlimited
siege.
Ammunition out there.
Yeah,
they have so
much
much ammunition.
Like nobody, hardly any Confederate casualties to shell for.
No, and the important thing is that they are shelling a thing they've always shelled, and none of that ammunition could be used anywhere else.
No,
in this war, they couldn't send some down a train line to, I don't know, maybe help some folks out in, I don't know where the hell we are, Virginia, Tennessee,
Chattanooga.
Yeah,
or Virginia, maybe Meade could use that to fight Lee because he's not doing
no, he can't.
A whole lot of it.
He would say, no, this is too much. I already have enough. Thank you very much. Please go shell a pile of concrete instead.
On the 14th, Johnny, all major fronts are quiet, but more shelling at Fort Sumner. That's the only place that's not quite so quiet. Out in North Carolina, citizens are refusing to pay the taxes that the Confederates are trying to levy on them. The Confederate government responds by saying they should take what they need by force or confiscation since they're not willing to pay the taxes.
All right, hold up. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If the state of North Carolina decides they don't want to pay taxes to the federal government, shouldn't that be okay? Because this whole war is about states' rights, and they have a right to not pay those taxes?
But that's a right to not pay those taxes to the United States federal government. This is a Confederate states federal government.
So the Confederate states, they want a bigger federal government. They want big federal government to take all the money from all their individual
Apparently,
states.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And they are preparing
all right, that tracks with what they've
to
been
do that
so
by
far.
force. And remember,
so
that's like 10% of everything. That's a flat 10% on your monies, on your produce. So if you got 10 piggies,
more
Confederates are going to take one. Or
Isn't
10.
That more than we give the Lord?
Count. Huh?
Isn't that more than we give the Lord?
Yes.
Doesn't he just take 5?
Something like that.
Holy crap.
I'm a bad Catholic. I don't know the tithing laws. I know they're supposed to tithe something.
Yeah. Anyway, that seems backwards, but okay, so they obviously need the money because they need to, hire more people in all the factories that they have that are making all of the ammunition and everything.
Sure.
Oh, wait.
Or maybe it's to like buy bullets from the English.
Probably that. That seems
that
more
might be
likely.
part of what they need the money for. Or
all
food,
right, so they're
just
going
food,
to
because
now
they're taking
attack
10% of everything.
North
It's produce
Carolina.
and everything too. So that's that might be that they need the piggies to feed their people because they don't.
Yeah. So they're going to send in their own troops though to take from their own citizens the taxes that they are not paying.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan,
so
Johnny.
A military police /IRS.
/IRS. General Sherman is going to arrive with 4 divisions at Bridgeport in Tennessee on the 15th. So it appears Sherman and Grant will strike at Bragg before Longstreet reaches Burnside. At least that's the hope here. Sherman's there. Grant was going to do an attack once Sherman got there. So we'll see how that plays out. Federal authorities in Tennessee and Mississippi begin cracking down on trading with the enemy and war profiteering. So this is U.S. Authorities that are in Tennessee and in Mississippi, areas that we've already taken over. Johnny Reb and Billy Yank would get together from time to time, trade cotton and tobacco and all that fun stuff.
So these are okay. So take a step back for a second. These are literal citizens who have been doing this forever. Generations probably. They've been trading pigs for cotton, whatever the hell they're trading.
Yes.
Who cares? And they may or may not be fully aware about this war. They know it's happening, but they don't give a shit. They're not involved.
Yeah.
And now we're going in and saying, hey, that thing that you've been doing to keep your families alive.
Yeah, you can't do it. Well,
no, don't do that.
They don't want our troops trading with the enemy. And apparently,
just the troops. They don't care about the citizens? Citizens they care about too, right?
Well, I guess they would consider the citizens the enemy. Like, they don't want our troops trading with enemy. So that's enemy
right, but
troops,
what about our citizens?
Enemy citizens. Well, our own citizens.
If I trade with my cousin down in Alabama, I give him a hog for a bale of cotton.
Yeah, that's a good question because, I mean, what about the citizens who are loyal? What about those? What about those unionists that live down in the South that are loyal to the union? Can they trade? I don't know. I would assume maybe because they're not enemies, right? Because they're loyal. I think it's all a matter of semantics at this point.
This feels like a way to arrest people they want to arrest.
You might be hitting the nail on the head on that one.
Which, I mean, Lincoln does not have a history of doing that.
No,
so,
not
I mean, I am speaking from way out in what will become left field once baseball becomes popular. Way out there. But
on the 16th, Johnny, I may have spoke too soon about the whole Sherman has arrived, and apparently we beat Longstreet. Burnside. Well, Longstreet is now outside of Knoxville, so yay! And Longstreet is going to attempt to cut off Burnside's retreat lines to Knoxville in an engagement at Campbell Station. Luckily, it fails, and Burnside's forces are able to entrench themselves in Knoxville. So now we have a siege of Knoxville by Longstreet's forces. Union forces out in Louisiana are going to be able to secure the Vidalia and Trinity cities. And Banks has made his Corpus Christi, Texas destination. He's there now. Corpus Christi, the most loveliest vacation spot you could ever think of. Corpus Christi.
Must be nice. Why? Okay.
Remember, he's got to get down there to make a Union foothold in Texas.
Right, yeah, which is super important. Texas is such a big part of this war.
Yep, sure is. On the 17th, we're going to see Knoxville under complete siege by Longstreet's forces. And Chattanooga, it's still under siege-ish.
Okay.
Charleston, it's still being shelled. So this whole week has been pointless with nothing really changing. On the 18th, Lincoln is in a 4-car train. He's going to leave Washington with his family, and he's going to arrive at Gettysburg, where he's due to have a speech at the dedication to the National Cemetery at Gettysburg on the 19th. And Johnny, that's where the week's going to end, is with Lincoln's speech on the 19th. He's going to follow Edward Everett, who has over a 2-hour presentation speech.
What?
Anthology, manifesto. I don't know what you call it. 2 hours is not a speech.
Did he put on a play?
That's what. It's a one-man play at that point. If you're sitting there for 2 hours.
It's a long one act.
The long one act play. Yeah, that's very. That's a full. That's a feature. That's a feature play. Lincoln is going to get up and give a 5-minute speech.
Attaboy.
He might have read the room. Yeah. At that point, he might have been like, I know you're all tired, so I'm just going to get up here. He has something about 7 years ago and our forefathers.
He had a train to catch back to Washington.
He did. He did have that train.
He's like, all right, I got to get in. I got to get in, get out, give my message, whatever. I'm going to say some things that nobody cares about. And here's the cemetery. Boom,
the crowd was very
Everybody's going to forget about this 2 weeks later.
The crowd was very ho-hum about it when the speech was given. Like, you got that one dude in the background, like, after you hear crickets, and then you get the one guy going, yeah.
I have to clap or I'll get hung, right? This is Lincoln's America. This is what we're doing. Okay, so good job, Lincoln.
After leaving Gettysburg, Lincoln is going to tell Mary that he thought his words fell flat. Yeah, because there's no chance that anybody's going to remember the speech, Lincoln. I'm sorry.
No, it's a 5-minute speech in BFE about some cemetery that some dude just spent 2 hours talking. That's what we're going to talk about.
The 2-hour-long dude, yeah.
One-man play that he gave that probably went through the history of everything. You should remember that.
Remember that guy.
Write that down. Whatever his name is.
Everett. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We've got a lot of fun things changing. Check out our shorts. Check out our Tickety Talks. Well, if you see the shorts, you've seen the TikToks. They're all kind of the same in the end. But check it all out. We are growing rapidly. Welcome to all the new subscribers that are coming in. Check out our weekly Historic Hindsight episodes where we talk about all kinds of random things like a British double agent during World War II.